Morning. Welcome to our morning class with Ben Yoga Center, Yoga for the Non Yogi. This class is intended for anyone who is new to yoga, has never practiced before, even athletes, anyone who is just really interested in yoga but just has never had the courage or strength to get to a yoga class because it's very intimidating to them. And what a lot of students will say to me that come in new to yoga is that I never did yoga because I'm not flexible, and that's actually the reason to do yoga. So we're going to work through today's class. Obviously, you won't be using any props because you may not have props. And if you do practice yoga, you can still practice this class with us today and use your props and anything that you might need for your practice. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start on our mat. Hopefully you have a mat. And you want to practice without socks. Okay, I get that question a lot. Just because you want to allow your feet to grip onto the mat for some of the asana practice. So we're going to start out on our mat, laying down with our head at the bottom of the mat, the bottom edge. Make sure you're not too close to a wall, so you want to be a little bit away. So go ahead and come onto your back. You can extend the legs, have the arms extended alongside the torso. And in this particular beginning breath work practice we're going to start, try to roll your upper arms from the inside out so that the palms face up, and check in with your shoulders. Make sure that the shoulders aren't scrunching up toward the ears, and try to pull the shoulders away by drawing the hands away from the head. And you want your head to be on the base of your skull so that your chin is dipping slightly toward your chest. And let's just begin here. The legs are a little wider than hips distance. The feet are nice and relaxed. The legs are relaxed. Everything is just relaxed at this point as we begin our practice this morning. And as you lie here, take notice of your breath. So don't change your breath. Don't change the depth, the length, the pace. Just check in with where you breathe into your body. So yoga is a practice of movement with breath and awareness. And that's what we work a lot on in yoga. So we like to start our practice generally with some breathing, just to check in with our body and see where we're at today. Maybe we're stressed with all that's going on in the world or in our lives personally. And we could feel in our breath if we're shallow breathing, but no judgment here. It's just checking in with where you are with your breath today. And now begin to create longer, slower, deeper breaths. And we like to begin these long, slow, deep breaths with the base of the belly button in that space. And then we imagine the belly just filling with air, like a glass of water being filled from the bottom up. You start with your belly button, and then you fill space. You inhale into the belly, the mid-belly, the chest, the fronts of the shoulders, the neck. And then we exhale, beginning with the nostrils, the throat, the chest, the belly, the low belly. Let's do a couple more breaths like that. If you're not connecting with filling these spaces, just focus on really deepening your breath. try to relax your face and your jaw and your eyelids. Last long, slow, deep breath here. And now return to your normal breath. Really, once again, try to just relax everything. Your arms, your hands, your face, your eyes, your hips, your legs, your feet. So in yoga, we like to bring our attention to our practice, the presence of our practice, and how you remain present in your practice and not think about other things like what you'll make for dinner or things like that. We try to remain present through the breath. So if you find your mind beginning to wander in any of the asanas, you're having a difficult time focusing, best thing that you can do is just take your awareness back to your breath. Just feeling the inhalation and the exhalation. If all you did was lay here and breathe for the entire time of this class, I actually would be super excited and happy because I know you are breathing, and we definitely don't benefit from holding our breath. So let's slowly and softly open our eyes if the eyes are closed. We'll take a nice inhalation. We'll draw the knees bent and the feet on the mat. And let's just play with this positioning for a moment here. So take your shoulder blades and begin to open your chest by gently pressing the shoulder blades into the surface below. Now when you do that, you might feel your spine move up from the space below, right? So let's take a nice deep inhalation here. Really into that open chest, and then on your exhalation, go ahead and exhale and draw your navel deep in toward the spine. And then hopefully you'll feel the low back and the mid back begin to connect with the floor again. So let's do that 2 more times. Inhale deeply into the chest. Chest lifts, mid back lifts. Exhale, draw the navel deeply in toward the spine. But keep the chest open. Try not to round the shoulders forward. 1 more inhalation here and exhalation. Exhale, bring the navel in toward the spine. Now, see if you can hold that navel moving into the spine. Take a nice inhalation. On your exhalation, draw your right knee toward your chest. Depending on your flexibility, you will take your hands to underneath the thigh or maybe the shin. But keep that navel moving in toward the spine and imagine your tailbone working down into the surface below. Now, when you put your hands on your shin or the back of your thigh, you may have rounded your shoulders. Draw the shoulder blades into the surface below once again. And now go ahead and with your right foot, begin to point and flex the right foot. And really try and articulate this movement. Okay, so really like reaching with the ball of the foot first and then the toes come last. And reaching back up, flexing the foot. So point and flex. And now move through some circles with the ankle. Keeping that tailbone and the navel moving toward the surface below. Keeping the shoulders working into the mat. Now let's do circles the other way with the ankle. And then go ahead and take a nice deep inhalation. And on your next exhalation, slowly, as if you are working in slow motion, Release the hands from the shin and grab onto the back of the thigh. Reach, 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 reach your heel up toward the ceiling with the foot flexed. Okay? Now, adjust here. Is your navel still moving in towards your spine? Is your tailbone drawing down deep into the surface below? And are your shoulders moving into the space below, opening the chest? Take a nice deep inhalation here. And see if your hip crease ever so slightly in a micro movement. See if you can bring your extended right leg a little bit toward your chest. Now, if you have super tight hamstrings, which a lot of my athlete students might have, go ahead and just bend your right knee slightly. Okay, so you're kind of in this semi-extension. Listen, there's no shame in your game. You are where you are, so just continue to try, and on your exhalation, keep the tailbone moving into the surface below and the thigh moving toward the chest. All right, take a nice deep inhalation. Bring the arms alongside the torso. Reach the heel out in the space in front of you and draw the leg down. And on your exhalation, draw the knee toward the chest once again. Exhale. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Bring it all the way down. Exhale, bring the knee toward the chest. And you can grab with your hands. Inhale, draw the leg up. Exhale, or keep inhaling, releasing that foot down. Exhale, draw the knee toward the chest. Last time here. And let's hold the knee toward the chest. And then release. Okay, so you may want to shake it out with your feet just a little bit. All right, let's move to the other side. Take a nice deep inhalation. On your exhalation, draw your left knee to the chest. And then keep that left foot flexed. Keep the shoulder blades moving into the surface below and press the tailbone down toward the mat. Begin to point and flex the left foot. Feel that articulation in the toes, in the balls of the foot. And then begin to make some circles with the left ankle. Check in with your chin. See if your chin has dipped up toward the ceiling. If it has, try and bring your chin closer, moving towards your chest. Now make circles the other way with the ankle. All right, and now take a nice deep inhalation. Ensure that your shoulders are pressing into the surface below, and on your exhalation, begin to extend your left leg as much as it will extend. Flex your left foot, toes back toward the face. Now again, if you can't extend into this straightened left leg, you can always bend the knee slightly, or as much as you need to, right, to stay into this. And just keep reaching with the heel. Some deep breaths here. Nice hamstring stretch. On your exhalation, try and bring just the tiniest micro movement, your left thigh toward your chest. But remember to keep the tailbone and the belly button moving toward the spine. And the tailbone moving into the mat below. All right, we'll release here. Take a nice inhalation, release the left leg down to the floor. Exhale, draw the left knee to the chest and squeeze it in. Inhale, working with your own breath now. Bring the foot all the way down to the mat. Exhale, bring the left knee to the chest. Inhale, reach, reach, reach the heel. Always try and reach with the heel. Exhale, knee to the chest. And last time here, reach the heel up. Inhaling, and on your exhalation, draw your knee towards your chest. Hold it there. Broaden through your collarbones. So again, opening up the chest, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. The chin moves toward the chest. And then exhale, release the foot back to the mat. Okay, so now you're here with bent knees, feet on the mat. Take a nice inhalation. And on your exhalation, begin to open your knees out to either side, bringing the soles of the feet together. Okay, this particular asana is called Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined cobbler's pose. A lot of you may know this as butterfly, right? So keep the feet together, the knees nice and wide, keep the chin moving in toward the chest slightly, and the shoulder blades pressing into the mat below. Just breathe here. And what you're trying to do here is allow the inner thighs, the inner groins to just soften and relax a bit so that we can move into some standing poses later. So we're kind of warming up the inner thighs. So while you're here, try to see if you can focus on your breath. Inhaling, imagining space moving into the inner thighs, and on your exhalation, you're relaxing and softening all those muscles in the inner thighs. Couple more deep breaths here. All right, so now let's work with our breath just a bit. So on your inhalation, go ahead and release the legs into straight legs. Arms come up overhead, stretching on our inhalation. And on our exhalation, we bring the arms back down to the torso, the soles of the feet together. Inhale, lengthen the whole body, reaching palms up, toes stretch. Exhale, bring the soles of the feet together. Legs out to the side. Inhale, lengthen through the whole body. Exhale, go ahead and bring yourself into that butterfly legs. And then last time here, inhale. Lengthen and stretch the whole body. Exhale, move into soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Again, keep your presence and your awareness on your breath and on what we're trying to work here, which is softening the inner thighs. Your next inhalation, use your hands to draw your knees together. We're going to roll to the side and then use your hands to bring yourself up into a seated position on your buttocks. Okay? So we'll start with our knees bent and our feet at the mat. Okay, now we're just going to do a little bit of core strengthening here. So you work at your own pace, and that's actually what yoga is all about too, is working it, actually creating your own practice. So I'm just kind of like your cruise director, and you make it your own, modify it however you need to. So first things first, we'll start with our hands alongside our hips. And we'll take our thumbs so that they're facing our toes and roll the upper arms from the inside out, okay? So what that does is it enables us to draw our shoulder blades on our back so that we're in this really beautiful posture. And then drop the shoulders away from the ears, still with the shoulder blades moving down the back. Now, keeping that, go ahead and grab the backs of your thighs. Kind of tilt a tiny bit back on your sits bones and see if you can bring your feet up, okay? Now keep your chest, by using your hands even, keep your chest moving in towards your thighs. Draw the navel deeply in toward the spine. Keep that beautiful posture of the shoulder blades on the back and away from the ears. And breathe. We're reaching from the crown of our head, lengthening through the neck. Now maybe you can even go here, okay? For a few breaths. Or you can alternate here with your inhalation and exhale here. And last one here, drop the feet. Okay, really good job. So that helps us engage our core a bit. So we'll go ahead and press ourselves up to standing, all right? And we're going to come to the top of our mat. And we're going to stand. I'd like for you to be at the top of your mat here, but you'll stay here, but I'm going to face you so that you have a better view of how to be in the position for these next several asanas. So we're going to start with our feet hips distance apart. We'll lift our toes, and as we lift our toes, we'll press into the whole surface of the foot, the rest of the foot, except for the arches, right? So press strongly into the feet. We'll draw our navel in toward our spine, okay? Roll the upper arms from the inside out, palms face out. Shoulder blades move onto the back and away from the ears. Take a nice deep inhalation here. Palms face each other. Now drop the toes, but don't allow the toes to do any work. So don't put a ton of weight onto the toes. Keep the feet firmly rooted below. Now, take one hand with, take the index finger and the thumb on the other wrist and reach up and over to the side just the slightest bit to lift your rib cage out from the waist. And then let's do the same with the other side. So we're lengthening. You probably already grew a couple inches, right? And now our shoulders are really, really deep into our ears. Go ahead and drop the tops of the shoulders away from the ears, but keep the shoulders moving toward each other on the back. All right, keep breathing here. This is called Urdhva Hastasana. We'll take a nice deep, deep inhalation here. Keep that belly working. And now exhale, bring the arms alongside you as if you're reaching, you're pressing the air away from you. And then inhale, press the air up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and let's work our neck a little bit here. Looking down as we bring the hands down. Look up as you bring the arms up. Keep the navel working. Keep the feet nice and strong. And last one here, inhale. And exhale, pressing the air away. Okay, I'm going to come to the top of my mat. So now your feet are hips distance apart. You're still, relax your legs for a little bit, shake them out, okay? And then let's go ahead and draw the arms up and overhead like we just did. You can look up if that feels good. Take a nice exhalation and begin to bend your knees. Not too much, just a nice little bend in the knees. Bring the hands to the thighs. And we're gonna work through some cat and cows as in our standing pose today. So for our cow, we take the shoulder blades onto the back, and there's this hip crease right here in our body, right? So when you work into your cow, you tilt your pelvis into your hip crease, okay? So you create this arch in the back, if you will, and dip your low belly forward. So we inhale and arch the back, reach your breastbone forward, draw the shoulder blades together onto the back and away from the ears. Exhale, begin to pull the navel deeply in toward the spine. Bow the elbows out, round the back, chin to the chest. Inhale, dip the pelvis, pull the chest through the arms, bring the breastbone forward, the shoulder blades back. Exhale, round the back. Couple more times here. Exhale, and you can look up and down, but in that scared cat, really bring the chin toward the chest and move the belly button to the spine. And now let's come to a neutral spine here. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, release the arms down. Let's work a little bit of our side body. Let's take a nice deep inhalation, bringing the arms up. Go ahead and link your fingers, your thumbs together, and your fingers nice and wide. Take the shoulders on the back and away from the ears. Take a nice deep inhalation. And on your exhalation, using your right thumb, draw your left thumb, kind of guiding that thumb up and over to the right side. Strongly press into the left foot, feeling a nice side stretch here. Inhale, come up. Exhale, now using your left thumb to guide that right thumb to the left, go ahead and reach up and over to the left side, strongly pressing the right foot into the mat. Inhale, come up. Let's do that one more time. Exhale to the right. You can look down. If that feels comfortable, just keep a neutral head. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the left side. And you're trying to keep your hips straight, okay, as you move from side to side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, press the air away from you, bringing the hands down. Bring the navel toward the spine, the shoulder blades on the back, away from the ears. Inhale, come up. Link your thumbs again. Exhale to the right side. Inhale, come up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend the knees strongly. Begin to bring your belly, your chest over your knees. And maybe your hands will come to the floor. If they don't, that's okay. You can bring your hands elbow to elbow. Reach your breastbone forward. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. And then on your exhalation, drape your body over the knees and come into this ragdoll pose. Take a couple breaths here. Maybe see if you can take your breath to the back of your body. And now on your next inhalation, strongly pressing your feet into the mat, go ahead and come on up into standing. Exhale, press the air away. Okay, let's move a little more fluidly through this again. Inhale, bring the arms up, link the thumbs. Exhale, move to the left. Side stretch to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend the knees. Move the chest, the belly over the knees. Bring the chin to the chest. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, go ahead and drape the head, the face over the knees. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Now, if you're here in this pose because you're just super tight, you do a lot of CrossFit or, you lift weights, hey, that's cool. Good for you, man. But we all have our own spots where we're at in this, and just be where you are and don't judge it. Okay, that's the whole thing about yoga. We're not judging. So you're going to be here. This next movement, if you're really high, you can put your hands on your thighs and take a nice deep inhalation. Draw the chest forward. Pull the shoulder blades on the back. And on your exhalation, strongly press into your feet and begin to exhale with straightening the legs. So really trying to pull the sits bones that are here up toward the ceiling. Okay, so now you're maybe in straight legs. If you have tight hamstrings and you're still super bent, that's cool. Just stay where you are here, okay? So some of you may be here in this pose with, and this would be straightened legs for you. Some of you might be here in this pose and that's straight legs, and some of you may be here. Okay, just work where you're at. So you're in your straight legs, pull your shoulder blades on your back, away from your ears, and on your next exhalation, begin to drape your breastbone. Actually, reach it forward and down at the same time, strongly pressing your feet into the mat and come into your forward fold. Okay, so as straight as legs as you can have. So we try not to lock knees in this pose. What we do is we imagine that the pressing of the foot is what engages the thighs. So if you lift your toes again, you'll feel your thighs engaged without this locking of the knees. And if you feel like you're locking knees or you hyperextend your knees, just have a slight bend in them. Hang out here for a couple more breaths. This is forward fold Uttanasana. And then inhale, come up, pressing into the feet. You can bend the knees slightly and come all the way up. Exhale, press the air away from you. Hands alongside the torso. Let's work through this more fluidly now. Inhale, come up. You can either link the thumbs or not, or make like a gun. Sorry, I hate to say that, but exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down with bent knees. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, draw the chest forward, extend the legs into full Uttanasana. Straight legs, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Come up all the way, sweep the arms up, press the air up. Exhale, press the air away from you. Inhale, come up, arms up. Exhale, bend the knees this time. We're just gonna bend the knees and go right into this forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, draw the breastbone forward, the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, press strongly into the feet, into your forward fold. Inhale, come up. Now exhale, take your right foot back pretty far, okay, as far as your flexibility will allow you. And rather than being on a tightrope here, okay, you want to maybe have some space. So I'll show you this way. Rather than have the feet in this straight line, you can create space here between the left foot and the right foot, okay? So the right heel is moving toward the back of your mat. Your toes are slightly turned in. We're going to turn our hips toward the front of our mat. bend into your left knee, okay? So this is a warrior one type pose, okay? Actually, this is warrior one. So bring your hands onto your hips. Take a nice deep inhalation, and you can stay here if this is where you want to work. On your exhalation, see if maybe you can press into your left foot and bend your left knee a slight bit more. But make sure it's not bending over the toes. You want a nice 90-degree angle. Now, if this is where you're working today, your shoulders are on your back, away from your ears, then stay here and just keep breathing. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Your next exhalation, if you want to work here, okay? This is kind of like it's just a variation on warrior because the arms are normally up. You will take your arms shoulder height, okay? So keep them here, palms facing each other, but pull the shoulders on the back and away from the ears. Strongly press into the outer edge of the right foot. Strongly press into the left foot. Now, maybe you want to take it just a little higher, and this is cool too. Let's do 2 more breaths here. Very nice. All right, we're going to inhale, bring the hands back to the waist, turn and pivot on your right toe. So now you're in this lunge. Exhale, hop your back foot to your front foot. Now your hips distance apart. Inhale, come up. Exhale, press the air away. Come into standing Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, come up. Arms up. Exhale, let's take a side bend to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend the knees strongly, drape the chest over the knees. Come down all the way, drop the head. Inhale, lift the chest, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, move the chest forward and down as you extend the legs into your forward fold, whatever that looks like for you. All right, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, take the left leg back and down. So the left heel moves toward the back of the mat. The left toes slightly move forward. Now remember, you can heel toe and open up your stance a bit so that you can turn your hips toward the front of the mat. Yes? All right. Take a nice deep inhalation, pulling the shoulder blades on the back and away from the ears, drawing the elbows toward each other, hands on the waist. Your exhalation, see if maybe you can move deeper into this pose. But try and keep your weight evenly distributed between both feet. So the outer edge of the back foot, you're pressing into the front foot strongly. Okay, stay here if this is a really nice stretch for you. If you'd like to increase the intensity of this, take a nice inhalation, draw the arms up, palms facing each other, shoulder blades on the back and away from the ears, navel toward the spine. Or you can even be here. Inhale. Exhale. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, take your hands on your waist, pivot on your back foot, so now you're on your toes. Exhale, come to standing. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, press the air away. Press, 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 press into Tadasana. Inhale, bring the arms up. Now we're going to add on here. Exhale, keeping the hips moving as straight as you can forward. Open up and twist to the right. Shoulders away from the ears. Arms open, palms to the ceiling. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, go ahead and bend the knees. Allow the chest to move over the thighs. Hands come to the floor. Head, crown of the head sinks toward the floor. Inhale, lift the chest. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, keep the chest moving forward and down into your forward fold. Inhale, come up. Hands on the waist. Exhale, take your right foot, not back as far as we did before, okay? And you can have that open stance once again where the feet aren't on a tightrope. But try to turn your right foot as much toward the front of the mat as you can. This is just going to depend on your calf flexibility, okay? So let's go ahead and, now this is going to be a little tricky, so you might have to keep your left knee bent just a slight bit. Press into your right heel. Strongly press into the big toe ball mound of your left foot. Straighten your left leg and square your hips toward the front of your mat, okay? Hands are on the waist. If you feel some instability, like you're, rocking back and forth, oh, you're gonna fall, take your inner thighs and pretend that there's something between the two thighs that you're squeezing together, and that helps stabilize the legs, okay, and the stability of the pose. Pull the shoulder blades on the back by drawing the elbows together. Pull the navel in toward the spine, and go ahead and exhale. Begin to drape yourself forward until you feel a nice stretch in your left hamstring, okay? Now see if you can take your left, and then you can bring your hands down on your thigh if you'd like. See if you could take your left hip crease and move it toward the space behind you. You'll feel even more of a stretch. And keep pressing into the right heel. Keep a flat back here. Maybe you can reach towards your calf. Take a nice deep inhalation, and on your exhalation, then just go ahead and drape your chest over your front thigh. Okay, keep moving the left hip crease toward the space behind you. If you can't get down this far, you can have your hands once again on your shin, your calves, holding on for dear life if you need to. Okay, maybe your fingertips. All right, take the hands onto the hips. Inhale, come up. Exhale, take your back foot, step it to your front. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, press the air away from you. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let's take a nice side stretch to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist open to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist open to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, maybe you're warmed up enough to just have straight legs in this forward fold. Come all the way down into your forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, take that left leg back and have the toes turned as much as you can toward the front of the mat and come up. It's not a big stance here, okay? And it's called Parsvottanasana, but it's a lot of people know it as pyramid pose, right? So go ahead and pull the shoulders onto the back by drawing the elbows together. Now this is where, remember, you want to have some instability. Oh, you can always open up your stance for better stability too, okay? So you can open your feet further from the midline to create some stability as well. So your right knee is slightly bent. You have your shoulders on your back, away from the ears. Take a nice inhalation and extend your front leg to straight as possible. If you can't extend it all the way, have it slightly bent. That's fine. It just depends on your hamstrings. Take a nice inhalation. On your exhalation, begin to hinge from the hip crease, right here, this right hip crease, and draw the chest forward. Press into the back heel, squeeze the inner thighs together. Stay here for a moment, feeling that nice stretch. Press into the back heel, take that right hip crease and see if you can move it toward the space behind you. Your next exhalation, begin to draw the chest toward your front thigh and go ahead and round down, relax the head. Now adjust here. Press the right hip crease back toward the space behind you. Square the hips. Feel this nice hamstring stretch. And then we'll inhale, bring the hands onto the hips, press into the back heel to help you come up. Exhale, take the back foot toward the front foot. Inhale, press the air up to the space toward the ceiling, and then exhale, draw the hands alongside the body. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, go ahead and hinge forward from the hip crease, reaching the breastbone forward and down, finishing in a rounded back. Inhale, lift the chest. Hands move on the hips. Exhale, take your right foot back into a wide stance, into that first stance we did, that warrior one stance, okay? So the right foot is down, the heel moves toward the back of the mat, the toes move toward the front. We try and square our hips toward the front of our mat, and we bend into the left knee, okay? Pull the navel tightly in toward the spine, because this is a tiny bit of a back bend here. Take a nice deep inhalation. And on your exhalation, hinging from the left hip crease, draw your breastbone forward toward the left knee and take your right hand to the outside of the right thigh and your left hand on your waist so that you're in this warrior one twist. A couple deep breaths here. Keep the shoulders moving away from the ears. All right, let's inhale, come up out of that. Exhale, back foot to front foot. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward into your fold. Inhale, come up. And now you all stay there. I'm going to move toward the middle so you can see how I'm doing this. Exhale, begin to take the weight of your body onto your left foot and begin to come up. So now you have the weight on the left foot. Inhale into beautiful posture. Exhale, take your right heel over your left thigh. Okay, this is where balance comes into play, right? Exhale, see if maybe you can bend the knees and bring the hands to, bend the left knee, your hands to prayer position. And this is how we open up that outer hip just a bit and work at on balance at the same time. So you're at the top of your mat. Inhale, come up out of this, straight up. Exhale into your forward fold once again. Inhale, come up. Take the weight of your body onto your right foot. Exhale, take your left ankle on your right thigh. Flex the foot and begin to bend in as if you're sitting in a chair. And the hands